The next piece of Xbox hardware has been announced with the ROG Xbox Ally handhelds. So at the Xbox showcase yesterday, they officially announced the ROG Xbox Allies, which are the next iteration of Xbox hardware. They showed it off. It looks like you're having an Xbox controller in your hands with the screen right in the middle, and you're getting access to the Xbox ecosystem. There's a lot of stuff that I really liked about this announcement, and there is still one thing that is missing that hopefully this is kind of the beginning where they are going to eventually get to that point. But the ROG Xbox Ally, they came out. There is a black one, there is a white one. The black one is going to be the higher powered one, the ROG Ally X, and then the white one is just going to be the ROG Xbox Ally. But this is kind of how everything breaks down in terms of the specs between the two handhelds themselves. Where do they differ? There's a couple of differences here. Obviously, the main thing is going to be the chip on it, but there's also some physical differences to it, specifically with the trigger. So the difference between the ROG Xbox Ally and the ROG Xbox Ally X on the outside would be the color, and then will also be the triggers themselves. The Xbox Ally does not have the impulse triggers, where the Ally X does have the impulse triggers, which is, if you've ever held an Xbox controller in your hands and played any game, you would know what those are. They do vibrate depending on the inputs you do put in the games. But that's pretty much it between the two in terms of difference on the actual physical feeling of the console in your hands itself. But this is where there is a major difference, and why, if I'm picking one of these up, I'm going to want to get the Ally X. This comes to do with the processor. On the regular Ally, it is an AMD Ryzen Z2A processor, which, just from looking into it a little bit, this does have some benchmarks, compares kind of to the Steam Deck, which is like a 4-year-old handheld at this point, but I'm sure they can get more out of it and pull more out of it and everything. But that's why that one, to me, it's going to be cheaper. We don't actually have the prices of these things. The Ally is going to be probably a couple $100 cheaper, but I would just end up waiting and try to get the Ally X. But the AMD Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme processor is on the Ally X, which is a new chip. It looks like it is going to be very powerful, and you're going to get some great gaming experiences from it. And I'm very interested just to see how well it does perform. In terms of memory, there is also a difference here. You have 16 gigabytes of memory on the Ally and 24 gigabytes on the Ally X. And of course, there's different speeds here: 6,400 on the Ally and 8,000 on the Ally X. Storage as well, there is a pretty big difference here: 512 gigs M.2, 2280 SSD on both of them, but 512 gigs on the Ally and 1 terabyte on the Ally X. The screen is just basically all you need here for handheld gaming. People think that you need like crazy screens on these handhelds in terms of resolution, but you don't. 1080p is perfectly fine. Obviously, an OLED display would be preferable, but that would make things more expensive. But on here, on both of them, is the 7-inch Full HD 1080p IPS display, 500 nits brightness, 16:9, 120 hertz refresh rate with FreeSync premium Corning Gorilla Glass Victus and DXC anti-reflection. So this screen will be fine. You're going to have no problems gaming with that. Now, I guess this also is another difference in the physical side of things, but more with the IO ports. The big thing here with the Ally X that you're going to get over the Ally itself is that you're going to get a USB 4 Type-C with DisplayPort, and will be Thunderbolt 4 compatible. Whereas you get one of those, and then you get also a USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C. On the Ally, the two Type-C ports are both 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C. So you're actually getting that extra, more advanced Type-C port here on the Ally X, which is pretty cool. And they both have Wi-Fi 6E. The Ally is slightly lighter than the Ally X at 670 grams versus 715. The battery on the Ally is 60 watt hours, and the battery on the Ally X is 80 watt hours. And so that is also a difference too. So there it is. That is the two handhelds that did officially get announced at the Xbox showcase. I'm very excited about this. We don't know the price. I'm guessing it's going to be relatively expensive, like maybe like $800 or something for the Ally X, maybe even potentially more with everything going on right now. But this is the next entry into the Xbox handheld. The hardware itself is exciting, but to me, the bigger picture here that's far more important than the actual hardware, because we're going to have multiple iterations. We're going to have multiple different Xbox handhelds from different manufacturers. May at some points, if they do bring it back, they're going to get a first party Xbox handheld. The hardware itself is not the major point here. The major point here is what they did announce with the software. They are finally what I've been hoping that they would show off, and they did show this off at the showcase, is the console like user interface that they are going to be putting onto these handhelds. They're going to be taking away processes from Windows 11 that you just absolutely do not need on a PC gaming handheld, turns it more into a console. They showed how you can go from app to app. There is an Xbox button. All of these things are going to be on this ROG Ally X or Xbox Ally. The name convention is going to be interesting to keep track of, but it's all going to be there. And from all of the previews that we have seen, people are saying that it runs very well. It feels very good. And this is kind of an exciting point here going forward. And Xbox is going to continue to expand and improve on this, which is exactly what needs to happen here on the PC gaming handheld front, because Windows 11, from my experience, and I know some people don't think it is bad and they enjoy it, but from my experience, it's too cumbersome. I just didn't enjoy using my ROG Ally with Windows 11 on it natively, because it was just annoying having to get into games, having to navigate with the thumbstick and everything. It just wasn't a very good experience, or even just the touchscreen at times wasn't the best. But if we can get a nice console UI similar to what we have on the Steam Deck, then there will be some real competition here between Xbox and Steam. The big advantage that the Xbox handhelds do have is going to be access to everything. You're getting Steam, you're getting Epic Games or GOG, like you're getting every single launcher on top of your entire Xbox ecosystem on the Xbox handhelds. But you ask yourself, well, what's the point of getting the Xbox handheld? Is because you're going to get that better console experience that they are going to be building out. So that has me very excited. The one thing that is missing, of course, is, which I think will have a lot of people asking questions, will this happen and when will it happen? Console games that you own on your console, when will they be able to unify those stores in some way or another that you can play your games? I don't think every single console game will be able to run via PC handheld or via your PC, just from a technical perspective. So they may have other options such as the cloud, but I think at some point, if they can, either through like emulation or something, or however this would be able to work, get the console games to be able to be downloaded and played onto the PC handhelds, and that will be a massive game changer. This is a great step in the right direction, in my opinion, and we'll continue to see this expand out and more features being added. Not surprising as well, because you see all the work they've been doing on the PC storefront, the compact mode, all of that stuff was hinting in that it was going to translate over here to the handheld. So that was a big announcement. I am very excited about this. I'm sure we will see more about the pricing, more announcements in the coming weeks here for these handhelds that they are releasing this year. And it will be interesting to see how people take to them. Will they have a huge market? And they're going to have to really, I think, to get more people into it, explain how this is accessible to everything, even PlayStation games. Like, you're going to be able to play Spider-Man now on an Xbox handheld via Steam. People have been thinking, can they block it? There's no way I think PlayStation is going to block this, because that would piss off Steam and that would piss off a lot of other companies that they work with. So unless they take their games off of Steam itself, I don't think they can really do anything to block those games from being downloaded on an Xbox handheld via Steam. So if you're an Xbox gamer, you're getting access to literally every single launcher with this thing. But I'm going to end the video there. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you are new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.